What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Journey. And we're continuing through Frontiers 1983. Shout out to all the folks who went through Escape with me and waited patiently while I try to get my hands on another Journey album. And to Kim, who mentioned that yes, Frontiers is the album that directly followed Escape. And yes, the next track in the playlist is Send Her My Love, which, number one, suggests a degree of emotional attachment, be that romantic, platonic, familial, but also the implied presence of a third party or parties plural, meaning the speaker, the narrator, is asking for his or her, I'm going to say his, love to be conveyed, passed along, or otherwise delivered by somebody else, not doing it themselves, but relying on another person to pass along that message, that feeling. Now, whether that's because of a romantic relationship that came to an end and they're no longer in contact, maybe there's been some type of separation but not the end of a romantic relationship, it just seems like there is clearly implied people between the speaker and the she that is being spoken about. So yeah, I'll try to follow along and see what I can pick up. This is Journey. The track is Send Her My Love, and it's from their 1983 album Frontiers.
Been so long
Another rich tune, and another one that feels like very emotional, even as it has some rock to it. And yeah, I'm not sure like what what subgenre. And I get it, labels, descriptive categories for styles. They don't always tell the full story, and sometimes there's songs that are somewhere in between different subcategories. But would this be like progressive rock? Would that be a fair label, or is there more? I mean, some of the songs I've heard from them are more like heavy than I would typically mean when I say progressive rock. And, I think Separate Ways, I think I characterize it as a power ballad, something like that, and I think that's fair, though again, even then it had a bit more rock to it than I typically think of when I say the word or the phrase power ballad. But yeah, just kind of thinking about where we are stylistically. But yeah, so lyrically, I think this is a romantic relationship that came to an end, and it sounds like the narrator left without saying goodbye because he, like, I don't know if he didn't want to see her cry, or it was like, it can't handle it. Like, he had to get away from it before the intensity of the feelings, of the love, of the emotion caused an even greater problem. Maybe I'm not reading that right, but yeah, it sounds like, he can't get her out of his head, her face in his dreams, and, not having seen her for a long time, she's certainly on his mind very intensely and ubiquitously. But it sounds like he's the one who walked away without having a final, like, okay, let's have one last hurrah, let's say goodbye in a formal sense, and, try to patch things up as much as we can before we go our separate ways. But yeah, he's clearly still emotionally stuck, or at least focused on this past relationship and person. And again, whether it's her friends or her family, maybe someone that she's now involved with, he's trying to make sure that the message gets through, that the love didn't go away, the love is still there, whatever else may have happened. So yeah, I do love the like electric keyboard moments, and definitely, in the middle to second half of the tune, Perry's vocals really do like take on a more intense quality, so I like when he sings with a bit of power. And yeah, definitely a tune that follows very nicely on the heels of the album opener, so I do wonder, when I think about albums, especially those I'm hearing for the first time, it's, what was the thought process about putting this tune in this position and so on. Like, sometimes it feels like, it's a collection of good songs, just put them on the album. And then other times it feels like, oh, this is definitely purposeful, putting this track first, or this track last, or sequencing these two songs together. So, yeah, I do wonder about that. Either way, I'm looking forward to the rest of the album. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.